Thank you. Welcome back to the program, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much, Paul. We got a great show for you tonight. So, if my figures are accurate, before Bridget gets married, we will have given her close to $5 grand. Wow. Between $4,000 and $5,000 just for coming out here and being a sweet young woman.
She earns every penny.
She's been here for 3 weeks, 3 years rather, yes. 3 weeks. She's worked long and hard for 3 weeks. Anyway, our first guest is a talented actor whose films include Top Gun, The Color of Money. We're not kidding around here.
I know. Now they're just sighing. They're sighing and sobbing.
I know.
Now,
It stinks, doesn't it?
As you're introducing them.
The hallways are teeming with babes.
Listen. They're sighing.
I know. Sighing, whimpering.
There's a couple.
Well, I'm telling you, that's 2 more than are normally out there. Any other night, nothing. Anyway, has been in these motion pictures, Top Gun, The Color of Money, and The Current Cocktail. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Tom Cruise. Hi, Tom. Nice to see you. Good. Thanks for being here. Tom Cruise. Now, that must be very pleasant to hear.
It was better than booze. You know?
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about your automobile racing career first.
Yes,
yeah.
You're a race fan.
Well, yeah. You really can't grow up in Indianapolis and not sort of be fond of automobile racing. So how did you get into it? How far into it are you? And are you serious about it?
Yeah, I love racing. I've always loved cars and racing and watched on television growing up. And,
yeah.
Worked with Newman on Color of Money.
Now, when you say Newman, would that be Paul Newman?
Paul Newman. Paul Newman.
Yeah.
And that's all we talked about, cars, and a lot of the time in between working.
His story is very interesting because he didn't start until he was older than probably you would think it would be a good idea to get into it.
38 years old.
No, he was older than
was
that.
He really?
Well, I don't know. Maybe you would know more. Yeah.
Maybe older. Maybe you know more than.
No.
Growing up in Indianapolis.
So anyway, you went to him and you said, "I'm interested in becoming more involved in this," or what?
Yeah, I just said, actually he offered, and I said, I mean, that'd be terrific. So we went out to a quarter-mile track, and he knows a lot of people in racing. They brought some cars up, and we just drove around the quarter-mile track, and he said, "You ought to try it out." So I drive a GT3 car for his race team.
Now, what does that mean when you say GT3? What is that exactly?
Well, it's like there's GT1, GT2, GT3, GT4.
Thank you for putting it in terms that the layman can understand, Tom. But is it a car that we would say, oh, that looks like a Datsun or a Nissan, or does it?
Well, I race Nissan, but it looks like, the Winston Cup cars. It's not an Indy. It's not an open-wheel car.
This is a modified production car, sort of?
Yes, it is.
So it looks a little like a car you could buy, but it's been heated up.
Yes, absolutely.
And how fast will these things go?
This one will go about 150 miles an hour.
And have you driven it that fast?
No, not yet.
Yeah. What's the fastest you've traveled in competition?
At Pocono a couple weeks ago I probably got about 145, 146 miles an hour.
Now, what was your first race like?
I was scared to death.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to die.
Yeah. Well, you
go into the corners and you think, but it's really exciting.
Yeah. No,
high-speed chess game.
What do you know about driving a car that the average person doesn't know?
I mean, weight distribution, understanding, oversteer, understeer, what happens in the rain, why a car does what it does, how to take a corner and dodge the police officer,
Maybe I have this trouble whenever I drive cross country. A lot of times the radio will fade. The stations don't. They seem to.
Really?
Silly. Now you and Paul Newman are good friends, aren't you?
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah, and you knew him, I guess, before you did The Color of Money.
Yes, I auditioned for Harron's son. And met him then, and then he and Scorsese called me for Color of Money.
Yeah. Now, what kind of a man is he to work with and then to be friends with?
Very generous. Just a great actor and a generous person.
Yeah. Was there a period that you couldn't stop saying to yourself, oh, my God, it's Paul Newman?
Yeah, at first you feel that way. I mean, the same with Scorsese, and you work with Hoffman, but I think...
Hoffman, when you say Hoffman...
Dustin Hoffman.
Oh, of course, Dustin Hoffman. Yeah.
I should have just Dustin. You know,
Yeah,
Dustin and
we would have
Paul.
known. Hoffman could have been Abby
you know,
Hoffman. We're not sure. Seems like a long shot, but it could have been Abby Hoffman. But if it were me, I don't think that I would ever just get comfortable being with him as I would any other friend.
He makes you feel comfortable.
Yeah.
We spent a lot of time together, a month, 2 months before we started shooting the picture, and he just takes a lot of time. And
yeah. Does it bother him that you carried him in that movie?
What's that?
It's just a joke. Let's do a commercial, and then we'll be back here with Tom Cruise. Man. Now, when you race, you actually compete. Is it the Sports Car Club of America, this GT3 series?
SCCA.
Yeah. Now, when you go to one of these events, do the other guys who are racing in the series, do they think, Mr. Big Shot, Mr. Movie Star, Tap City? Do you get along all right with these guys?
Oh, yeah, but they definitely, I think they get certain pleasure out of beating me or racing with me. It's ups the stakes a bit, I guess.
It's a very frustrating sport because you can be successful and race year after year with not many victories, can't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't won a race yet, but I took second at Pocono, and we got a great car this year and a great crew. And I think,
see, to me, that's phenomenal that you've been doing this, I guess, less than a year, maybe, a year and a half?
I mean, it was actually the first race in my GT3 car.
Yeah.
And I'd finished Rain Man, and I missed a day of qualifying, so I just had 2 qualifying sessions. And,
now, when you mention Rain Man, that's the movie you're doing with
Hoffman.
Hoffman, that's right. What did you do as a kid? What kind of jobs did you have? Where are you from originally? Chicago, that area?
No, I traveled all around, lived in Jersey a couple of times, Louisville, Kentucky, and some people from Jersey out there. All right. And Denver?
He's not from Denver. Leave him alone. He didn't say Denver. And before you started acting, what kind of things did you do?
Went to school.
Yeah.
Just high school. I just finished high school and moved to New York.
Yeah. And you had odd jobs when you were here?
Yeah, I unloaded trucks, bus tables, did anything I could.
Yeah. How long did that last before you started achieving success?
About a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I studied neighborhood playhouse, and it took me about a year before I started really working.
So this has really been a fairly quick trip, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In 7, 8 years.
Well, that's pretty good. We have some footage here from the new motion picture, is that right? This is called Cocktail. Tell the folks what we're about to see here.
Which one is it? I don't even know which one it is. I think it's before my first job is tending bar.
Okay.
And I've just told Brian Brown that I know how to tend bar, and I'm very good at it. So
Okay.
Here we
and
go.
It's in color?
Yeah, I think it is.
Okay, here we go. Tom Cruise in Cocktail. Have you ever tended bar?
Yes, a couple of times. I interviewed about 35 bartenders getting ready for this and went to a couple of places in New York, Jersey, tending bar.
And they actually turned you loose behind a bar?
Turned me loose.
Now, did you know anything about...
It was like that scene right there.
And did people say, oh, look, Tom Cruise is tending bar, or was
Well,
it...
I think at first it was pretty late. I waited till about midnight, so they were pretty much in their cup by then. And it was a lot like, hey, you look like, but nah. And then they recognized and just kind of went along with it. It was a lot of fun.
And what do people seem to be drinking these days?
Well, at this place, there was blue whales and, the orgasm and...
Now, these are drinks?
These are drinks.
And what is... I know what an orgasm is, but what is a... I've heard about them.
Yeah,
But what is a blue whale?
what is a blue whale? It's vodka, some just blue coloring, and...
Vodka and paint.
Vodka and paint, essentially, yes. Grapefruit, and they stick a whale in there.
Now, do you enjoy doing that kind of stuff? Do you enjoy doing research or background for a film?
That's one of the best parts of it.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, what kind of stuff did you have to do for Top Gun? Did you actually do any pre-flying stuff?
I flew with the Blue Angels in a TA-4 subsonic single-engine aircraft, and while shooting it, I flew. I flew in all different kinds of gliders and Cessnas, and I flew in the F-14.
Wow. 3
hops in one day in the F-14.
And were you scared at all?
No, I wasn't. I was excited.
Yeah.
Very excited.
Yeah, I guess that actually would be a real great benefit to what you do for a living.
Are you afraid of flying? You like
I'm afraid of flying. I'm fascinated by it, though.
It's amazing, man.
Yeah, it is amazing. It's phenomenal. The
You know,
technological
if you ask the
advance.
Air Force or the Navy, they'd probably give you a flight in the Air Force.
You know, I know. I've been able. I've turned that offer down several times because I just know that I did this once a long time ago, and for television or film, they would do things that under normal circumstances they wouldn't do. They'd say, well, you know, the crew's here, we better go ahead and take it up. We'll take it up on one engine, but normally we wouldn't do this. And I just, you know, they're going to start showing off, and, you know, we made Letterman sick, and that would be their...
That's true.
Current film is Cocktail in nationwide release?
Nationwide.
Doing huge business, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah. And when is Rainmaker coming out?
Rain Man.
Rain Man. Did I say Rainmaker?
Rainmaker was made in *45.
I'm sorry, Rain Man.
Rain Man, this Christmas.
Yeah, this Christmas. Great. Nice to see you. Thank you
very
very much.
I appreciate it.
We'll be right back here.